Happy 4th of July, America. This is Last Patriot 2016, aka the Badass Geek, codename Skyscraper, and my friends like to call me Nick. You know what? First off, I'm going to say to all you protesters that are out there in Chicago, thank you for ruining my day. But I'm going to also say the media's got it all wrong. Fake news. Because they wanted it to all be about gun control. Guess what? I've actually been... Today's a travel day for me. I was actually supposed to meet some friends in Chicago. Couldn't get there because they shut down the Dan Ryan. No offense. Shutting down the Dan Ryan is like shutting down the 405 in LA. I mean, can you think of a more, really? You shut down the 405 in LA for a day. See what happens. I mean, the Dan Ryan is main thoroughfare. Kind of screwed up my day. But you know what? I am going to forgive you guys. Because first off, we've got a lot to be thankful for this 4th of July. Our country is at an all-time most productive state that it's been in 20 years. I mean, 20 years. I mean, that's pretty freaking amazing. But here's the problem. A lot of people don't understand why they're protesting. You know what? I get it. I've left Illinois. I moved to Indiana because of taxes. I seen a meme going around, thank you for visiting Illinois. Was it something we taxed? I mean, folks, the thing about socialism, you eventually run out of everybody else's money. Then what? Illinois is going to push, and I'm waiting for the day Caterpillar pulls out of Illinois. Their economy will tank. Caterpillar is one of the biggest employers in Illinois. The tax revenue that Illinois will lose, Caterpillar ever pulls out of Illinois, will demolish the Illinois economy. And then they'll be like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We can't raise the income tax to 75%. Nobody will stay. Trust me, they would definitely do that. They're starting to, and unfortunately, the problem is, we've let these liberal, what's the right word? Intelligent challenged people. Because, I'm going to tell you what, folks. I'm here to tell you. Lived all over the country. I've been all over the world. These socialistic countries in Europe that everybody thinks are so great, go check them out. Go visit them. You don't want to live there. You don't make enough. The thing that nobody understands is, in these socialistic countries, you can make $120,000 a year and still be in poverty because of taxes. I mean, really. Nothing says Happy July and the 4th like ice cream. You know how long it's been since I had an ice cream cone? I bet you it's been 5+ years since I've had an ice cream cone. It's a shame. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to pass out ice cream cones. Everybody sit down to a ice cream social. I come from a small town in Iowa. We used to have ice cream socials. I remember growing up and going to them. Whatever happened to those simpler days? Everybody is so at everybody's throats and nobody is actually paying attention. Everybody's blood is boiling, including my own. I am guilty as charged. But you know what? Let's talk about this protesting in Illinois. First off, like I said, you ruined my day because I was going to meet up with some friends for lunch because I'm heading out towards Montana for a job. And, I thought I'd stop for lunch on my way out because I got a 20-hour drive ahead of me. But you know what? Dan Ryan shut down. I had to go clear out to 294. 294 is too far to get back. I found out half the road's closed. You know what? I let you guys have your protest. But you know what? I've been paying attention to my Sirius satellite radio because I've got a lifetime subscription. Because I want the truth. I don't listen to that crap on the TV. Fox News is about the closest, but it still isn't 100% even. Everybody's sitting around these, glass top coffee table, how's that saying go? Glass top tables with, network logo coffee mugs, have no idea what the hell's going on. They think this is all about gun control. And you know what? It's not. Listen. Why doesn't anybody listen to each other anymore? I got to admit that I've actually had some very heated discussions that started out at each other's throats. Then we sit back and, it's like, hold on. Get an iced tea, get a beer. Because I'm open-minded. Explain to me why socialism's a good idea. But you know what? Most people can't give me a good answer. And those who do give me an answer, I can debunk it because, let's face it, it's mindset. Mind over matter, folks. Mind over matter. You know what I really think this was a protest of? People are fed up in Illinois. And you know what? God bless them. It's about time. Donald Trump is trying to help everybody. The one state that isn't seeing the prosper that all the conservative states is? Illinois. California. California doesn't care, though, because, we want to rip off everybody's front door, and we're going to make it one big open state. Come in on one and come on. I want to see them take the doors off Rodeo Drive. I want to see them take the. You know what? Nobody wants to build a wall. Everybody living out in Hollywood, take down your walls. You're surrounded by fences that are 14 feet tall. Gosh darn it! But that wall protects me. Why do we got to protect you? We're going to make the wall illegal. The wall should be illegal. Well, I tell you what, the wall around Pelosi's house should be illegal. Do you think Maxine Waters does not have a wall around her house? We're not supposed to talk about that, though. Nobody talk about that. Because, that don't matter. That don't matter. Impeach the 45. Should have been impeaching the 44. But these protests today are for people who are sick of the inequality. And it's not wage inequality. They are sick of getting taxed out the wazoo. There is a 35-cent a gallon gas tax in Illinois. Most people don't know that. The reason why I live on the Illinois-Indiana border, Indiana side, because I'm a little freer over there. They support my freedoms. And they're Americans. And we actually talk to our neighbors, and we look out for our neighbors because our neighbors are cool. Illinois, most people don't know half the people who live in their building. They live in high rises, they live in this concrete jungle, and they hide. They hide, they get drunk, they get stoned. Okay, so be enough. The thing that they're fed up with is they're seeing the rest of the country prosper. These tax breaks that we got, Illinois is like, whoa, it's like they're the tax police. Well, wait. You guys got a tax break. That's an extra $1,000 that we could take. Because we're like, something like $1 trillion in the hole with these unions that We promised them that that they'd have, elaborate pensions. Why is the cone is always the best part? Especially after you get a little bit of that soft serve in there. Dang. But they want to keep their money. They want to prosper like the rest of the country. You know what? The violence, here's the problem. I have seen so many videos of kids, children, that can't be more than 9 or 10, harassing cops. I mean, well, let's stop. Let's stop with the race baiting right now. Let's stop. That is not a black thing. It's not a white thing. You know what? If you allow the cops to do their job, and there's a way to address police, and it's not bacon. Hey, pig, you're nothing without a badge and a gun. You're nothing without a badge and a gun. You know what? I'll be honest. I volunteered to knock a couple people out. The cops turned the other way. Because, you know what? I got zero tolerance for disrespecting our law enforcement. You know how hard it is to get up every day? And the funny thing is, they got loved ones too. And when they kiss them goodbye in the morning or night, knows if that's going to be the last time they're seen. Here lately, it seems like it's a lot more likely they might never be seen again. That's not fair. I grew up with a first responder. My father was a firefighter / EMT. And even though I lived in a small town, I think I was in my early teens. I can't remember if I was in high school or not. There was an incident. You think in a small town you never have to deal with any big time, big world problems. But it made me realize how dangerous my father's job was. I never thought of it that way. Because it wasn't glorified. And without social media, you didn't know when a firefighter died in a fire. I mean, I always, you look at your parents as superheroes when you're young. You do. It's okay. I think I did too. My parents were invincible to me. But, there was a house fire. Chimney collapsed. Took out a fellow firefighter. And it could have been my dad. And the sad thing is, looking back on it, I don't think it all set in. First responders, they do have the toughest job in the world. They really do. They deal with all the fuck-ups, and we don't give them enough respect. You know what? I make it a point every police officer, firefighter, first responder I see now, I make sure to go up and shake their hand and thank them for what they do. Because I at one point I wanted to be, I wanted to follow my father's footsteps. You know what? I learned probably around my early teens. I'm not real good with looking at people's insides on the outside. Well, I was going to be a doctor. That's okay. There's people out there to do that. But, this whole protest today, if you stop and listen to what they're saying about violence. It's about equality. People are sick of getting shit on. mean, heck, let's face it, California did the same thing. Ice cream's melting. Damn. Not trying to be a pervert. Just trying to save the ice cream from ending up all over my lap. But you know, folks, they want the same. They want the same opportunities that have been ventured to all the conservative neighborhoods, the conservative states. You hear about Texas, you hear about North Dakota, South Dakota, hell, Kansas, Oklahoma. People are prospering. And everybody in Illinois is like, well, wait. We're hearing all these numbers. And it makes it look like unemployment's down. It is. Minorities are turning their lives around. And everybody in Chicago's looking at them. Are they turning your life around? Because they're not turning my life around. I'm still broke. I know I got a little bit more money back, but it's already gone. I mean, the state is like stealing. The state of Illinois is like a bank robber. No, you know what? The state of Illinois is a uniform bank robber, mugger, whatever you want to call them. They put a gun to everybody's head. And they say, give me all the money you got, because we need it, because somebody else needs it. Because we got way too many welfare and, socialistic and, all these programs. You don't need that money. You need to give that money to us so we can take care of the state. You know what? And the people are starting to say, take it and shove it, stick it up your butt. And I get it. And you know what? They should. Police brutality. I'm going to argue that a little bit because I know quite a few cops. You know what? We are raising unruly children. That's on the parents. And if you really love your kids, and I believe that some of you might, but it's funny. When somebody's kid dies, oh my God, my poor son, my poor daughter, wah, 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 wah. You know what? Here's a tissue. Because you know what the problem is? You didn't love your children enough. You didn't love them enough to raise them right. I'm a single mother. You know what? I don't care. The excuses have gone on way too long. You know what? There is a higher majority by default, it seems like, of single mothers in the African American community. I plead with you. I really do. You know what? You guys have got it tough. And I'm not saying you don't. But you know what? You've got to instill right from wrong in your children's mindset. You got to get in their minds. These damn rappers and whatnot. Oh, being a thug is fucking cool. Being a thug. Shoot the cops. Shoot the cops. Slap them hoes. I mean, really? Slap the hose. Make her, choke on your penis. And, folks, I understand what the march is. They're down freaking Dan Ryan. They don't want to just end violence. They want to bring their community together. And you know what? Chicago's a mess. Barack Obama had the perfect platform to bring this country together. And what did he do? He divided us, and he did nothing for Chicago. I'm from Chicago, and I don't care. They elected me. They're beneath me. Because I'm too busy partying with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Woo, 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 woo. Gotta get my party on. You know, maybe if he quit partying just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. He would have maybe opened his eyes, and, you know, he could have made this country a lot stronger. The funny thing is, I have African American friends, and they even agree. You know, Jesse Jackson gave Trump an award back in like 97 or 98, I think it was, for his contribution to the African American communities. But yet we're going to scream he's a racist and a Nazi. I don't recall Obama ever doing that. I don't recall Obama ever, you know, actually donating to anybody except his own self. It's frustrating, folks. It's frustrating. Because I see a lot of things out here. Because I'm all over the place. But you know what? Raise your kids right. Let's give Illinois, you need to back off in your taxes. They want to go to an 85 cent a gallon tax. Gas tax. 85 cents a gallon plus. So, if gas is at $2.25, simple math. Gas is at $2.25, you add 85 cents. Gas is now $3.10. Because, well, we need more money. Raise taxes, raise taxes, raise taxes, you know. The funny thing is, it's not working. It's not working in Chicago. It's not working for Illinois. And the funny thing is, you know, we got that, you know, Gonzalez or whatever that got elected out in New York. You know, shoot. Yeah, you know what? I never memorized her name because, you know, she's kind of annoying if you listen to her talk. But, you know, oh, well, we can give everybody free stuff. We just keep raising the taxes. Guess what? Keep raising the taxes. Everybody leaves. Look at Illinois. Illinois is on the verge of falling apart. They're losing over 1 million people a year. And everybody is leaving. Problem is they're leaving, but they're leaving and they're taking their same unethical ideas and trying to reimpose them. Because, you know, we keep reinventing the wheel. Doesn't do much good, folks. Come on. Conservative ideas and capitalism, it works. It's working. Everybody's worried about the tariffs. I'm not worried about the tariffs. Free trade. True free trade. Why are we taxed at an ungodly rate to make our products in other countries 3 times what products are that come here? There is no free trade. Not yet. You know, we really got to do a little bit more research, folks. Quit being sheep. Quit being sheep and herd off the cliff. But folks, this is the Last Patriot. I just wanted to chime in and say, you know, I get it. And you know, when I thought it was an anti-gun rally, I was strictly against it. But you know what? It's not an anti-violence protest. It's a we're fed up with Chicago protest. And you know what? They got rights to be. They got rights to be. Because Chicago's you know, We talk about these S-hole countries. Chicago is an S-hole. I don't care what anybody says. It's filthy, it's dirty, it's overpriced. And they kill everybody on their taxes. Oh, but it's, you know what? There's no but. At the end of the day, Chicago doesn't have much to really offer those who are, willing to pay. I mean, true story. Seen a listing for a Chicago condo, like $460,000. Okay, $460,000. A lot of money to me, you, most people. Considering average, home in most areas, depending on where you're at, 125, 250. But this is a condo. Okay, so at 150 or $35,000 for a parking spot. I was like, does that come with a valet? Because you know what? My car better be freaking warm, chilled. Hell, it better get waxed 3 times a week by accident. I'm paying that kind of money for a parking spot. Heck, I can go buy another house somewhere else. That's a whole nother down payment. But no, this is how crazy Chicago is. Well, if you made enough money, people tell me. No, if I made enough money, I wouldn't live there anyways. It's stupid. You don't have a whole lot of freedom. You don't have any real outdoors. You got a couple beaches. You got a couple beaches, a whole bunch of traffic, and a whole bunch of homicide going on. I mean, first 4th of July in 3 years that nobody got shot. I think it's only because it was the middle of the week. Everybody like, shoot about 4th of July. It's Wednesday. We got to go to work tomorrow. We'll wait till the weekend. I bet you that's what happened. I could so see that happen. But, this is my little piece. Like it, love it, share it, subscribe, give it a shot. I try to keep some interesting topics. I admit, I go on a few rants. Okay, I go on quite a few. You know what? There are a lot of things that just get under my skin the more I think about it. Because my rational thinking kicks in. We gotta teach rational thinking. Especially to our upcoming children. Or we're gonna all be in trouble, folks. But, again, happy 4th of July. Keep being American. Keep being strong. And you know what? Look for the truth. Because there are a lot of lies out there. But this is The Last Patriot 2016, aka the Badass Geek. Codename Skyscraper, and my friends call me Nick. Till next time, folks. Peace.